is the only thing that would provide enough deterrent that belongs to we the people to prevent what the usurpation and tyranny that's getting worse. Because 100 million gun owners...
That's a good way to put it.
The 100 million gun owners with the right to keep and bear arms being unorganized and not part of a formal structure, we're not stopping the march of usurpation and tyranny. No, we're not authorized. We need to be reauthorized according to what the Constitution says. That's my basic point, and that the state legislators have the power to do that. Sure.
Dan, I think our next caller might even be able to address that. So if you want to just hang in there and listen for a minute, I'm going to bring Terry up next. Drake, you're familiar with Terry.
Or do you want me to stay on?
Yes, you may stay on. That's fine. No problem.
Okay.
Terry, I'm bringing you up. Just hang tight there, kiddo. Okay, Terry, can you hear us?
I sure can.
Great.
Hi, Terry.
Hi, Joanne. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
I'm sure
thank you for inviting me.
I'm sure you heard some of Dan's concerns there.
Yes, I've been sitting back listening, and I've been typing in the Skype room. I just have a couple things to say here. To begin with, Obama is a narcissistic psychopath, and he's put himself smack dab back on the plantation, and he's being used to complete a very long-standing plan. He was groomed for this purpose. He was placed in a position where he could be used and thrown under the bus to protect many of the others. He's expendable, and we all need to understand the head of the beast is not on this side of the pond. We do have to defend our nation. That's up to us. But the head of the beast is not here, and the head of the beast must be removed. There is a plan in place. It is in progress, and it's global, and so unbelievably complex, intricate, and all-encompassing, most could not even comprehend it. But much of it absolutely must be done with precision in order to avoid inadvertently causing exactly what the elite wants to happen. Causing an Egypt here in the States would be their wet dream. We must act, but we must act with cold, calculating, calm resolve, not react by emotion. It's never been more important to know your neighbors and your community, who's awake enough to stand when they're needed, prepared to do so, and are capable as well. So one of the first things you need to do is start finding those people and create a phone tree, because you may need it. And I totally agree with what the gentleman was just saying, that 100 million gun owners are only going to react. If they are not reauthorized, as he put it, reorganized, as he put it, they will not be able to act with cold, calculating, calm reserve and not react by emotion.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
You know, you and Jan and Drake are absolutely right. But the part that is getting people all crazy is the not knowing. You know, when we hear these things are in the works, but you don't actually physically or even, you know, halfway see any type of result, people start panicking. You're seeing this guy walk all over us. You see him abuse our military. You see him seize all of our resources.
Except that, Joanne, something that Drake was trying to get across, and I don't know if he actually did or not, but a lot of it that you're seeing coming out of Washington, and especially out of the puppet prevaricator in the White House, is posturing, okay? That is fear-mongering. It's being done to create an Egypt here in the United States, okay? That's what they need. They need
you can see that with that Occupy.
Right, to do that. So what we need to understand is a lot of what's going on right now, a lot of what's happening, is happening across the pond You're looking at huge numbers of resignations, code word arrest, detained questions, so on and so forth. And it is spilling over to this side. Now, are we supposed to sit here and wait for the white knights to come up rolling up over the hill? No, because I'm telling you, there's no white knight coming. Okay? The white knights are busy. They're busy with the head of the beast. And let's hope, beyond hope, that they will be successful in taking out the head of the beast. But we the people, we have to stand. You're absolutely right. What happens
We have to manage the body.
Exactly. And what happens when you find yourself working in intolerable working conditions for a tyrannical boss? You stand up and you say, take this job and shove it, I quit. So that's basically what the American people have to do, and we have to start in our local areas, like I just said.
Right.
Start talking to people, start organizing.
Terry, that kind of takes us to the Freedom Reigns County project. What we've laid out some key bullet points on how to, work in your county to gain it back. And if you don't mind, I could just quickly read those 9 bullet points. Which, first would be to gather a group of like-minded people by word of mouth or newspaper ad, billboards, maybe flyers, business cards, promote a website or blog, push it on local talk radio, anything that you could think of to get people to contact you. Choose one and only one issue for that particular group. 2 would be consider getting a cell phone, one of those throwaway phones even. Put that telephone number out for others to contact you, whether by an ad or in a newspaper or on flyers or however you choose. 3 would be invite people to weekly or biweekly or even nightly telephone conference calls. There's lots of places, Terry, you and I, and a lot of us use the free conferencing, which is free. The 4th thing would be get together on these calls and check your ego at the door. It's one of your favorite sayings. You work as a team. You have a job to do. Discuss the issues and how to address them, whether by contacting officials on the telephone, email, or in person, or through the courts, depending upon what you're trying to accomplish. 5 would be strength is found in numbers of like-minded souls. Understand that almost every single so-called government and government agency is in truth a private for-profit corporation, and they are to be treated as such. They are not our lawful government. They are businesses. And many now engage in racketeering. Refusing to do business with a corporation is neither treasonous nor sedition. Number 6, consider setting up an email account that several of your groups can use to send out information to your group. 7, form a telephone tree, as you just said, Terry, where one person calls 3 or 4 people, each of them calls 3 or 4 people, and just let them know it's time to act, whatever your situation is. Last one, of course, is stay tuned to Freedom Reigns. But anyways,
there's one more.
Yeah.
And we keep forgetting about that. I'm going to remind people of it again. There is a public forum in every city in the United States, including this tiny town that I live in, and it's called Topics, T-O-P-I-X. Google it. Google Topics, your city and your state. It is an open forum where you can start any thread on any subject that you want. You will find subjects already started there that you might want to join in on. But I guarantee you get on your Topics forum for your city and start a thread on this stuff, and people will come. what was it they said in that movie? If you build it, they will come. So use
Field
your
of Dreams.
Yeah, Field of Dreams. Use your topics forum for your city. It's amazing how many like-minded people you will suddenly find out live 2 doors down.
You know what, Terry? I've been noticing that in the letters to the editor in the small newspaper we have down here.
Yes.
I'm seeing that some people are coming around and realizing what's going on.
Right. Go to your topics in your town, and you'll be amazed.
Yeah, I didn't know about that, but I knew about the newspaper.
Yeah, TOPIX.
It's hard. It's hard to get people to realize what's going on. The denial is really, really deep.
Yeah, well,
I can't even emphasize that as much as it really needs to be. And I always use the example. During the Occupy Wall Street movement up in Philadelphia, there was a photograph of a couple of guys. They were carrying this big, huge Communist Party USA banner. They had Communist Party USA T-shirts on, and they were carrying a communist flag. And I happened to say to somebody who was here, "Oh, look at these commies." And they got mad at me and said, "What do you mean commies? Geez, you think everybody's a commie." I'm saying, how can you look at that picture and not believe they're communists? You don't even have to believe me. Look at the T-shirt, look at the banner, and look at the flag. And they still couldn't see it.
Joanne, we have 2 callers. Larry has called in with a comment and a question. I'm going to bring him up now, and then we have another person right after Larry. Larry, we hear your truck, honey pie.
All right, I'm getting back in my cab for a minute. I'm going to get quick. That's not me. I don't know what that is. That sounds like somebody at a railroad
crossing. All your background noise out there.
That's Terry.
That wasn't me. That was Terry.
Okay.
Or somebody else, anyway. But anyway, Terry stole some of my thunder, but not all of it. A well-regulated militia means well-trained by the founder's definition, not governed by the government, because if the government controls your militia, you can never undo an unconstitutional government. The militia, the militia is we, the people, in case the government does go awry. Because Thomas Jefferson said, you better do it every 20 years, you're going to lose it. In fact, I kind of doubt that you're going to keep it anyway, but here's something really cool. Good luck. And the American people went to sleep, and the country got usurped. We're not doing a revolution. We're trying to kick out a burglar that came into our house. There's a difference. We're not revolting against a king. We, the people, are supposed to be the government. It's supposed to be of the people, by the people, and for the people. Not we're supposed to be serving any bunch of high and mighty elitists. I won't say what I want to say.
May I add to that, too?
Thank you. That was really good.
The very first words of the Constitution, we the people of the United States, not we the people of the United Nations, not we the people of Canada or Mexico or Europe. We the people of the United States.
That's right. Hey, Dietrich, mute me so my background noise doesn't get into y'all's conversation, would you?
Yeah, I sure will. Thank you.
All right, because I have to go back out and finish fueling.
Okay.
Thank you, Larry.
There's something I need to add to this.
Yeah, go ahead, Drake, and then we have another caller.
Okay. The militia that I deal with is the unregulated people's militia. This is the militia that has been trained by people who have been in military and are proficient in what they are capable of doing according to their job level. There is an enormous amount of these people, and nobody other than the group itself specifically knows who these people are. Outside of that, and in conjunction with it, there are contact points, which automatically breeds a chain of command so that you have what is called nice organization, or the capability of acting decisively and not emotionally, etc. A lot of these people have taken the 9 points that were mentioned and have put them to good use. Some of the people that you hear writing into letters to the editor or getting on the local community chat and that sort of thing are members
And that's something you guys